All support staff at the province's publicly funded colleges are now on strike after failing to reach a new contract agreement before the midnight deadline.
Let's talk more about this morning. Joining us, in fact, let's go live first of all to the Humber College campus there. This is in Etobicoke near Highway 427 in Rexdale, where of course you can see many of the OPSEU workers on strike. They are the support staff here. They're saying it's about wages, benefits, and job security. And we've been watching live from the picket line all morning long as vehicles have been stopped on their way in as part of the sort of informational side of the picket. You can also see some security on scene there. In the meantime, for more on this story, as we await to hear from OPSEU's president, Graham Lloyd, the CEO of the College Employer Council, joins us. Graham, appreciate your time this morning to sort of speak from the College Employer Council side. I'm curious, the union, OPSEU, says the CEC walked away from the negotiating table. Is that true?
Yeah, it's categorically false. I'm kind of shocked they would say that. I think it's a good distraction for them. We were at the hotel till I was there till after midnight last night. So what happened was on the Tuesday, they presented an offer. On Tuesday morning, we met with them and we reiterated for the last several weeks that they have several demands that are simply unacceptable and can never be agreed to. They include a prohibition on any campus mergers or closures. They include a guarantee of no layoffs for at least 3 years for any reason whatsoever. And there's a couple of others in there, and we've identified to them that this is not a path forward to a negotiated deal. We presented an offer to them on Tuesday. They responded late Tuesday night, rejecting our offer and continuing to maintain those what we call poison pills. So on Wednesday, yesterday, we met with them in the late afternoon after going through the agreement, their proposals in great detail, and reviewing it with our principals, and informed them that this was not a path forward. We would be there till midnight, but we needed to hear back from them with respect to whether they would remove that. So any suggestion we walked away from the table is just really false. We were there waiting for them to call till after midnight. So.
Okay, Graham, I understand that students are still able to attend class today. Pardon me, how long do you think that's going to happen before things change when it's going to be impacting the strike on students' learning?
Yeah, we don't anticipate a lot of interruption for most of the students' learning. Where we expect there will be some disruption as it pertains to those courses that are heavily lab dependent. We have to remember the full-time support staff are extremely valued employees, and lab courses, for instance, are dependent on support staff, technologists, etc. And so those courses, they'll push the labs out as far as they can, but there will get to a point in several weeks where we'll have to revisit how we manage those courses and those programs. Other services will be reduced, but we have most of the colleges have reduced the services or delayed some of them, but the classes and learning will continue for most of the students. But what we've asked for is that the union go to mediation arbitration. Let's not interrupt any of these students' learnings. It's a shame that they won't do this. Their academics did it. Just in June, we concluded an arbitrated agreement with them. They celebrated the success out of that agreement, and we've asked them that it's reasonable that if we can't get an agreement at the table, let's rely on the supports of a third party to assist us.
So what does it take, Graham, to get there? Because the way you're talking about poison pills and cost to the colleges of hundreds of millions of dollars, it's clear both sides are very far apart. What does it take to get to that? You know, I think a lot of people say, well, let's skip all this and get to the arbitration. How do we get there? How does that happen sooner?
We're a bit of a loss. We urged them again last night. We've written to them formally and requested it. Candidly, the ball's in their court. They know these demands, and I think any of the viewers can agree that it's not. The colleges are facing. One college recently had to get an emergency loan. Colleges are in significant financial distress at the moment. They've lost up to 50% of their students, and that's there's 50% fewer services required, if you will. Not quite. That's a bit of an exaggeration, but you understand what I mean. And we can't guarantee that there can be no cuts going forward. And it's just simply impractical. It would bankrupt colleges. So we've reiterated several times that this is simply a design to move towards a strike. And we reiterated it on Tuesday, again last night, and the ball's really in their court. And as I said, if they don't want to reduce it or remove those demands they think they're worthwhile, then let's get the support of a mediation arbitration and let them assist us in trying to find a resolution. The key here is to make sure that students' learning continues. The offer we've provided them is extremely fair. They have 2% wage increases, enhanced severance, enhanced recall rights, increased job security. We've identified where there's technological changes that may impact jobs, security in that regard. There's a lot of enhanced benefits equivalent to what the academics have been getting. So the proposals that we put on the table are really quite fair, and they are more intent on trying to look at certain demands that we simply can never agree to.
Graham, I'm really curious. You just mentioned, in some cases colleges have, down maybe even 50% students, et cetera, and so you may not need as much support staff. Is there a clear idea or number being provided from the college side as to how many jobs could potentially be lost here? I mean, as you're saying, with fewer students, you need fewer supports. Is that clear? I mean, that seems to be at the heart of the OPSU side here, is that, hey, we're aware of the realities here in terms of the downside. We don't want to see our team, our collective members lose jobs because of that.
Yeah, clearly the colleges don't want to lose any jobs. So we continue to assess what it is. The colleges are making as many, cost savings that they can. We still have an issue with international students, and this last cohort of international students that are going through the system won't be returning. And so the colleges are continuing to identify how they can find efficiencies to ensure that we maintain as much employment as we can. This is not something colleges take lightly, and they continue to assess that to make sure that we continue to provide, world-class teaching to our students.
All right, that is Graham Lloyd, the CEO of the College Employer Council. Appreciate getting your side of this, as this is day one of the strike at Ontario's 24 publicly funded colleges. Thanks for the time this morning.
Thank you.
We appreciate it very much, and we do hope that they'll accept the mediation arbitration. It's the really maybe the only path forward. So let's protect our students.
We'll be watching for that indeed. Graham, thank you.